Like second day of practice, how are things going for you and the team?
Going good. It's been nice to get back out here and throw the ball around and do actual football instead of off-season workouts, which off-season was good for us as a team and a unit. So being able to get back out there with the team and work through the small things and the little details that we need to work through it's good to finally get back out here doing that.
I guess you've known Sawyer for a little bit now. What's it like just competing against him?
It's awesome. I think competition makes me better. I think it makes him better. To have two guys in the room that are, good quarterbacks and that care about the game, mentally and physically. So for him to be in the room only adds a lot of depth to our room and only pushes me to be better.
Blake, how do you keep your confidence high when you go through the quarterback competition last spring? When soon probably you're going to be the starter for multiple years, and now you're in a quarterback competition once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been in a quarterback battle almost every year I've been here, so I don't think anything's really new with that. So I don't look at it differently. I look at it as an opportunity to grow and get better and have that mindset to keep growing and have someone just pushing me and making me better every single day. So I'm looking to grow off of it. I'm not looking for anything to change in my mindset, only to grow and get better.
Is there any particular thing that you feel like you need to work on or you're going to work on in the spring?
Yeah, I feel like there's always things that I need to work on and get better at. No matter, if we won 10 games last year, there's always going to be something that I could get better at as a leader, as a teammate, and as a player. So I think mentally I can get better. I can, prepare. You can always prepare more than you did. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to work on my footwork and all the little things that go into being a good quarterback. So
what was the biggest takeaway looking back at last season, having time to process all that? What's the biggest thing you've kind of learned from looking back at last season?
I feel like I failed probably at being a better leader than I should have last year. I should have been a little bit more vocal than I probably was, and so now I've taken trying to take that step forward to be a more vocal leader and to just inspire everyone around me too. To come out every single day with my head up, going as hard as I can, and hopefully get some people to fall in line with that. And so, I'm working on being a better leader and just inspiring others around me.
What's different in how you go through spring ball after having been the guy for a year versus taking over in game 11?
Say that again.
What's different in how you go through spring ball this year, having been the guy last season versus last spring, not coming in as the guy until game 11?
I'd say probably more experience. Like I had a full season under my belt last year, and I had, 3 games of experience, or a little bit more than that, but a couple of them are mop up. But I'd say experience. I mean, I had a full year last year. I knew what a full season was like, and I went through that, so I'd probably say experience.
So your second day of practice, how do you feel like things are going, and you feel like you're in a groove yet, or?
I don't really know about the whole groove thing, but it's definitely good to be back out on the football field, especially after a long winter workout. And, I'm just happy to be back out on the football field with my teammates.
Obviously, you're competing against a returning starter. What's that like, and what do you feel like you can kind of bring out of each other?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, competition breeds excellence, and Blake's been really helpful throughout the whole process. I mean, when I first got here, he was one of the first guys that talked to me. He's been helping me with the offense the entire time, so it's just been really good, and I'm thankful that he's been there, kind of helping me throughout the whole thing, learning a new offense.
Dave talked about you being a good leader. How difficult is that coming to a new place and trying to be a leader?
I would say, I mean, like, it's not necessarily, something you try to, like, you can't come in. You gotta kind of roll with the punches, and just be yourself. It's not, I'm going to do this on this day, I'm going to do this the next day. So that it's just, you just got to be yourself. And, I just enjoy spending time with my teammates. So.
What was it about this program and the situation that you decided, you had some other opportunities, you decided to come here?
It was definitely a combination of a lot of things. Obviously, being a long ways from home out there in Mississippi, it's really good to come back closer to home. Obviously, I grew up in Lubbock, so I've been watching the Big 12 my entire life, and I mean, Baylor education, it just seemed like the perfect fit.
So you're in a world where you probably could have gone to other FBS schools and had your job kind of set up at this point. What makes you confident that you can come in and win the quarterback competition?
I would say that it's just competition. I like to compete. I guess I wasn't really looking for a place that was like you can walk in and be the guy day one. And so obviously, you know, I chose to come here because I felt like I would develop as a quarterback, and I'd be leaving here the best quarterback possible, no matter the timeline on when I actually get to play or not.
What's that adjustment like going from kind of a true air raid to more of a variation of an outside zone?
It's definitely different. Just having to learn new things. Kind of on the run. You know, you didn't get a whole lot of time to do it, but it's been good, and I think it's really good for my development. So I've really enjoyed it.
What was the biggest thing you learned from Coach Leach being around that program?
It was awesome. I was able to learn a lot of things from Coach Leach. I'd say the biggest one really doesn't have anything to do with football. It's to just be yourself and not care what other people think about you. Because at the end of the day, if you try to please everybody, it's not going to happen, and then you're going to hold it against yourself. And so I learned that because he lived that life. You know, he was unapologetically himself, and I'm really thankful that I got to witness that, and now I can try to do the same thing.
What's your thoughts on this set of receivers? What are you seeing from those guys?
Really talented, and I mean, just good dudes to be around. That's what you want in a team. Great locker room, great leadership in that group, and it's been really fun working with them.
What's been your impression of not only Coach Aranda but also Coach Shawn as well?
Both. I mean, this is outside of football 100%. Just both stand-up dudes. I mean, like you don't find better people, and that has nothing to do with coaching. That has nothing to do with football. Just if you met them out on the street one day, I mean, they're just awesome guys, and I mean, almost like father figures, you know.
You're in the film room pretty early, Coach Aranda says. Is that kind of a daily thing for you?
I try to, yes, sir, every day, but it works well with my schedule. I mean, like obviously with class, practice in the afternoon, and all that, you just gotta make time for it, and so it works well for me to do it early in the morning.
So what, 5:30 or 6?
Yes, sir, around there.
You got another quarterback competition. Is this one a little different at all with Sawyer just coming in, or?
No, I don't think so. I think every year is going to be a competition, right? I think at every position, you know, Coach Aranda set a stage in this program that the best players are always going to play, and so I think as a player in this program, you want that. I think you want to compete, you want to attack every day and do that, and so I think it's just like every other year. You know, Blake has the advantage of being here longer, but Sawyer come in and has given everything he's got, and it's been a fun start.
And what do you see from Sawyer?
First off, it starts with the character, and I think as the quarterback position, the intangibles that he brings are 10 out of 10, and I think that's what you look for in the position. He's got this leadership ability that's second to none, and just kind of brightens the room. And I think the second thing will be the desire to learn. And for him to be here in completely different offense and a completely different system, and asking him to do things he's never done before, he's dove into it, and he knows that's where the learning curve is going to be, and he's been attacking it every day. And third, I think he brings a lot of things to the table. He's sneaky athletic. I think he's able to escape and do things that people don't know about him, and just a joy to be around.
Coach, in the world of the transfer portal, where you probably got a bunch of starting quarterbacks that you can go get, how do you evaluate and why do you end up picking a guy who maybe didn't have many snaps that you could evaluate beyond high school?
Well, I think it all starts with a fit, right? I think as you're looking to bring somebody in, it's not all about how many yards they threw for, how many wins they had. It's really a fit for the program, and I think Sawyer matched that. You saw the potential. You may not have had the opportunities that other people had and had the reps that other people had, but you see it from his high school film. And obviously, as a coach, you're calling people that know him through high school and then at the college level and see how his development's been. And you're doing all the investigating you need. And I think that through that, we found the right guy for this program, and I think it starts there.
Did you look at him when he was in high school and remember?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I wasn't coaching quarterbacks then, but at that time, we contacted him. I think maybe a couple days before he committed to Coach Leach at Mississippi State, and it was the COVID year, so we couldn't get out and go see him. And so it was a unique time. But yeah, I think we contacted him and asked if he'd be interested in Baylor, and he was super excited. But unfortunately, he had just kind of made his mind up that he was going to go play for Coach Leach at Mississippi State.
You talked about you talked to Blake Shapen about for his goals for improvement coming in this year.
Yeah, I think that Blake is eager and excited, and I think he's got a mindset that's been unbelievable through the off season and through the first couple of days of spring. And so I think it starts with consistency. I think nobody's going to be harder on Blake than Blake, and I think that's what drives him. That's what's going to make him great. And the consistency from his mental consistency, from reads and recognitions of defenses, to his lower half consistency, to his upper half consistency. And so I think it all starts there because he's got all the tools. And I think last year was a great, you never want to go through what you went through last year, but it's a great learning opportunity and a chance for growth. And I think that it was a great, as a quarterback, like I said, that's what makes you. You go through those tough times and you bounce back and you respond. And I think that's what Blake's done.
You talk about fit. He was in kind of a pure uncut air raid system a year ago, and not the same offense that you guys run. What was it you saw with him that fit so well into what you guys want to do offensively?
I think length. I think it starts there, right? He's got the length and I mentioned it a while ago, the athleticism. I think when you have the physical tools that he has, he's able to run any offense you put him in. And in high school, he played for a great Coach Parr, and ran the air raid in high school, ran the air raid for Coach Leach. And I think when he came on his visit and we presented our offense, it was intriguing to him because he's a guy that wants to play at the next level. And, a chance to be under center some and play action and do all the things the NFL quarterback does is the stuff that he recognizes he needs to get to that level. And so, I just think with his makeup and his athleticism, anything's possible. And I trusted that.
Shawn, how much does your own journey help you in dealing with, Blake in particular?
Absolutely.
The fact that you had to fight literally every year.
I think that's made me who I am. And so I think you look at a lot of things that I wouldn't sit here and say I'm the best X and O quarterback coach or the best this, but I would say that I pride myself on the mental side of the position. I went through a lot of valleys as well as I went through highs, and I'm more thankful now in my life for the tough times, because they made me the quarterback, the person, the dad, the husband that I am. And so through those experiences, Blake and I have had those conversations, and I think it's made hopefully a huge difference in him, and that's what I take a lot of pride in.
Shawn Blake said he wants to become a better leader and a more vocal leader. Are you seeing that out there?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that comes with a year of established, a year being the starter. Last year, this time, he was in a competition. Nobody knew exactly what he could do. He showed some glimpses, but through an off season and a chance to establish himself as a leader. He's a year older, first year starter last year. So I know that it provided a lot of opportunity, and you see the growth, and you see Blake, Blake's always been a guy, I mentioned it a while ago, nobody's harder on Blake than himself. So he's always looking inward. Win every loss, I guarantee he's shouldered every one of those. Every bad play on offense, no matter if his fault or not, he's going to shoulder that. And so as a leader, he's really learned that it's really outward, right? Everything he does is about others and about developing that. And you see it not just as a player, but you see what he's doing in the community, the type of person he's trying to be, he's trying to develop the entire person first, and he knows that's going to translate to being the best quarterback.
Are you okay with the competition rolling into fall, or would you like to have it done by the end of spring?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think that, I think competition's always ongoing, right? I think even through a season, I think the best need to play. And so at any point in time, that opportunity presents itself, it will. But, we're really going day by day right now. And I think that we had a long conversation before the spring, and then even today in the quarterback room and with those guys about how we're handling this competition and the unity in that room and the connectedness in that room. And it's really fun to see. I remember like an off season, it's unique. Sawyer's been here a short amount of time, and he's doing a drill, and Blake's cheering for him, right? And Blake's today, Sawyer made a great throw. The first person to give him a high five was Blake Shapen, and vice versa. Blake makes a great throw. Sawyer's in the back yelling, "Great job, Blake!" And so we talked about the unity in that room, and it was something that we had in 21 with the two guys we had. And so I think that'll carry over into the fall.
Thanks, Shawn.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.